Have you noticed your ankles swelling or waking up tired even after a full night's sleep? Many seniors think these changes are just aging, but the truth is more unsettling. 18 silent daily habits may already be draining your kidneys, making decline faster than you realize. And the most dangerous part, most of them feel harmless. Stay with me, because knowing just one of these habits and stopping it today could protect your energy, your independence, and the precious years you have with family. After 60, your kidneys don't bounce back the way they used to. What younger adults recover from, like dehydration, poor sleep, or excess salt, can leave lasting scars for seniors. I've seen patients who thought fatigue or swelling were simply part of age, only to learn their kidneys were under hidden strain. But here's the hopeful truth. By avoiding a few overlooked habits, you can protect kidney function and stay strong. This isn't about numbers on a chart. It's about keeping your freedom, your vitality, and the joy of showing up fully for those you love. 1. Poor sleep duration. Let's start with one of the sneakiest habits that weakens your kidneys: poor sleep. After 60, your body doesn't produce as much melatonin, the hormone that tells your system when it's time to rest and repair. And when that hormone drops, your kidneys lose their night shift protection. Imagine melatonin as a security guard, patrolling your cells after dark. If that guard never shows up, toxins slip in, and your kidneys take the hit. Researchers prove this. In 2019, a study in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that older adults who slept fewer than 5 hours, or more than 9, were 45% more likely to develop chronic kidney disease. The danger isn't only sleeping too little. Too much sleep can also leave your kidneys under stress. The sweet spot is right in the middle, 7 to 8 hours. I remember Rosa, 68, who brushed off her constant nighttime waking as just getting older. But her blood tests told another story. Her kidneys were straining. Together, we adjusted her nights. She cut caffeine after lunch, dimmed the lights after 9, and kept a steady 10 p.m. bedtime. Within a few months, her labs improved, and she told me, "I wake up clear-headed for the first time in years." If you're struggling, start simple. Keep a consistent bedtime. Protect your evenings from screens that fool your brain into thinking it's daytime. And if falling asleep is still hard, ask your doctor about a very low-dose melatonin, about 0.5 to 3 milligrams. Here's where it gets interesting. Your mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses inside every cell, reset during quality sleep. When they reset, your kidneys get the fuel to repair themselves every single night. Without that reset, the decline speeds up too: dehydration. Another daily habit that quietly wears your kidneys down is dehydration. Most people think skipping a few glasses of water isn't a big deal, but inside your body, it makes all the difference. Your kidneys act like coffee filters, rinsing out toxins and waste from your blood all day long. Without enough water, those filters clog, the waste lingers, and damage slowly builds up. A clinical trial published in JAMA in 2018 showed something striking. Older adults who added just 1 to 1.5 liters of water per day slowed kidney decline by about 15% in just 1 year. Think about that. Something as simple as a few glasses of water could buy you extra years of kidney health. Frank, 72, is a good example. He used to sip on sodas most of the day, thinking he was staying hydrated. His ankles swelled, and he felt constantly drained. When he switched to plain water, 6 to 8 glasses spread out through the day, his swelling reduced, and he told me he finally felt lighter on his feet. If you want to follow what worked for him, keep it simple. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses daily. Space them evenly so your kidneys get steady support. And here's an important tip. Try to stop drinking large amounts about 2 hours before bed. That way, you'll protect your sleep without overloading your bladder at night. Have you ever noticed how your urine looks darker when you're dehydrated? That's your body's warning light. When the color is pale yellow, your kidneys are getting the support they need. Now here's the surprising part. Hydration doesn't just wash out waste. It also keeps blood pressure calmer, easing the strain on those tiny vessels inside the kidneys. In other words, every sip is like giving your filters a fresh rinse, keeping them smooth and strong. 3. NSAID overuse. Let's move to a habit that feels harmless but can quietly push kidneys toward real danger. Overusing painkillers like ibuprofen or naproxen. For many seniors, popping a pill for back pain or sore knees becomes routine. But here's the hidden cost. These drugs, called NSAIDs, reduce blood flow into your kidneys. Imagine turning down the faucet while your kidneys are trying to flush out waste. Less water flows in, more toxins linger, and tissue damage slowly builds. A 2020 meta-analysis looked at thousands of older adults. It found that regular NSAID use raised the risk of acute kidney injury by 63%. And when combined with blood pressure medications, that risk shot up even higher. The danger isn't just in long-term use. Even short daily use, repeated week after week, can add up to serious strain. I remember Ellen, 70, who took ibuprofen every morning for back stiffness. Her kidney labs began creeping in the wrong direction, though she felt fine. After her doctor noticed the trend, she switched to topical anti-inflammatory gels and used acetaminophen only when absolutely needed. Within months, her kidney numbers steadied, and she no longer faced the fear of silent damage. So, what can you do? If you must take NSAIDs, keep the dose low, around 200 milligrams, and limit it to no more than 3 days in a row. Always pair with food to protect your stomach. For chronic pain, ask your doctor about safer alternatives, topical creams, gentle stretches, or even physical therapy. Here's where most people get it wrong. They assume if the pain goes away, no harm is done. But your kidneys don't send early warning signals. By the time symptoms appear, damage may already be advanced. Protect them before they speak up. 4. High sodium. One of the most damaging daily habits for kidneys is something most people don't even taste anymore: too much salt. As we get older, our blood vessels become more delicate. When sodium levels climb too high, those vessels stiffen, blood pressure rises, and toxins linger in kidney tissue instead of being flushed out. Think of it like rubbing sandpaper across a fine mesh filter. Eventually, the fibers fray and weaken. A large 2017 study following thousands of seniors showed the numbers clearly. People consuming around 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day had a 24% higher risk of kidney disease. But when they reduced sodium closer to 1,500 milligrams, the progression of kidney decline slowed by nearly 30%. That's a powerful shift from something as small as seasoning. George, 75, used to rely on canned soups and frozen dinners for quick meals. He never thought much about the labels. His blood pressure crept higher each year, and his doctor warned that his kidneys were showing signs of stress. When he swapped those salty options for homemade broths flavored with garlic, herbs, and lemon, the results shocked him. His blood pressure steadied, and his energy returned. So, here's a simple place to start. Look at food labels. If a serving has more than 200 milligrams of sodium, it adds up quickly. Try fresh ingredients when you can, and experiment with herbs, pepper, or even a squeeze of lemon instead of reaching for the shaker. And here's where it gets interesting. Cutting back on salt doesn't just ease pressure on your kidneys. It also helps your heart and your joints, creating ripple effects throughout your whole body. Every small reduction is like giving those kidney filters a smoother surface to work with day after day. 5. Chronic stress. Now, let's talk about a habit that doesn't come from your plate or your pill box, but from your state of mind: chronic stress. When you stay under constant tension, your body pumps out cortisol, the stress hormone. In small doses, cortisol helps you react in emergencies. But when it stays elevated day after day, it acts like acid dripping on your kidney tissue. slow, invisible corrosion that weakens your filters over time. Researchers have seen this clearly. In 2016, a study led by Dr. McMullen showed that seniors who practiced daily stress reduction techniques lowered their inflammation markers, including IL-6, by nearly 30%. Less inflammation means less damage inside those delicate kidney vessels. Anna, 70, had been carrying stress for years, worrying about her health, her grandkids, even finances. Her blood pressure stayed high, and her doctor warned her kidneys were running on edge. She finally joined a gentle yoga class at her community center, and within a few months, her lab results improved. Even more, she said, "I don't feel like I'm fighting my own body anymore." If stress has become part of your daily rhythm, here's a gentle reset. Practice 10 to 15 minutes of deep breathing in the morning, or take an evening walk without screens. Just slowing your breath tells your nervous system it's safe to relax. And when the nervous system calms, your kidneys get to heal. And this is the moment where healing starts to feel like home. Because protecting your kidneys isn't only about what you eat or drink, it's also about giving your body permission to rest, to reset, and to release that invisible acid of cortisol before it eats away at your strength. 6. Excess protein. Intake. For decades, seniors have been told the same thing. Eat more protein to stay strong. And while protein is essential, here's what most people don't realize. Too much can silently harm your kidneys. Here's why. Every gram of protein you eat has to be filtered. Your kidneys act like a washing machine, breaking down and clearing out byproducts. But overload that washer every single day, and it starts to wear out. The same happens inside your kidneys. Tiny filters scar and stiffen when they're forced to handle excess protein for years. In 2019, a study published in JAMA Network Open followed older adults with kidney risk. It found that those eating high amounts of protein had a 20% higher risk of death compared to those who kept their intake moderate. The safe zone for most seniors? Around 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That means if you weigh 150 pounds, about 55 to 70 grams daily is more than enough. Mike, 74, believed protein shakes were the secret to staying strong. He drank 2 every day, on top of his normal meals. Over time, he noticed fatigue and swelling in his legs. His doctor reduced his protein load, focusing on balanced meals instead. Within months, Mike's energy returned and his kidney labs improved. If you're aiming to protect kidney health, focus on quality, not just quantity. Choose lean sources like fish, beans, or eggs, but balance them with vegetables and whole grains. And if you're already drinking supplements, check the labels. Some shakes pack more protein than your kidneys need in an entire day. And the surprising twist? Protecting your kidneys with moderate protein doesn't mean losing strength. In fact, it gives your body the chance to use protein more efficiently without overloading your filters. 7. Skipping BP checks. One of the quietest habits that damages kidneys is ignoring your blood pressure. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, but for your kidneys, it's more like a fire hose blasting delicate filters day after day. You don't feel it. There's no pain, no warning light. Yet those tiny vessels inside the kidneys are taking the hit every single moment pressure runs high. A major review in BMJ Open showed that seniors with untreated high blood pressure saw kidney decline 2 to 3 times faster than those who kept it under control, 2 to 3 times faster, without a single obvious symptom. I remember Linda, 69, who felt healthy and energetic. She only went to the doctor once a year, and her blood pressure at appointments looked normal. But when she bought a home cuff and checked weekly, she discovered frequent spikes, numbers well above safe limits. Catching it early allowed her to adjust her diet, start gentle walking, and work with her doctor. Her kidneys were spared years of hidden damage. So here's the takeaway. Check your blood pressure regularly. At home, aim for readings under 130/80. Take measurements at the same time each day, ideally in the morning before coffee or medication. Keep a small notebook, or even just a phone note, to track your numbers over time. Think of it like checking the oil in your car. You wouldn't wait for the engine to seize before opening the hood. Your kidneys deserve the same attention. And here's what most people miss. Blood pressure control isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about keeping those kidney filters calm, steady, and able to serve you for the years ahead. 8. Holding urine. Here's a habit many people don't think twice about: holding urine for too long. Maybe you're busy, maybe you don't want to get up at night, or maybe you just don't like using public restrooms. But every time you ignore the urge, your bladder becomes like a balloon stretched too tight. That pressure doesn't just sit in the bladder, it pushes back toward the kidneys, creating the perfect setup for infections and long-term strain. Doctors have seen this pattern for years. Seniors who regularly delay bathroom trips face a much higher risk of recurring urinary tract infections. And each untreated infection has the potential to climb up the urinary tract, leaving scars on the kidneys that never fully heal. Jim, 71, had this exact problem. He was in the habit of holding his urine through long card games with his friends. After a few months, he kept getting infections that wouldn't go away. His doctor explained the connection, and Jim finally changed his routine. He made sure to excuse himself every few hours. The infection stopped, and so did the constant fatigue he thought was just normal aging. So here's a simple rule of thumb. Empty your bladder every 3 to 4 hours, even if the urge feels mild. Drink water regularly, but don't overload your system all at once. And for women especially, always try to urinate soon after intimacy, which helps flush out bacteria before they have a chance to climb. Think of it this way. Letting urine sit too long is like leaving dirty water in a rusty pipe. The longer it stays, the more damage it causes. Emptying regularly keeps your system clear, clean, and safe, protecting your kidneys quietly, day after day. 9. Excess. Sugar. One of the sneakiest habits hurting kidney health is too much sugar. When you eat sugary drinks, desserts, or processed snacks, your blood sugar spikes. To handle it, your pancreas pumps out insulin. But after 60, your cells often resist that signal, so your kidneys step in, forced to filter the extra sugar out of the blood. It's like pouring sticky syrup through a coffee filter every single day. Over time, the mesh clogs, scars, and weakens. A 2016 study in diabetes care showed that seniors with insulin resistance were twice as likely to develop chronic kidney disease compared to those with stable blood sugar. Twice the risk, all from sugar creeping in where it doesn't belong. Helen, 70, thought her sweet tooth was harmless. She enjoyed 2 cans of soda every afternoon for years. Eventually, her blood sugar climbed, and her doctor noticed early signs of kidney stress. When she cut out the sodas and switched to sparkling water with lemon, something amazing happened. Her blood sugar dropped, her swelling eased, and she told me, "I feel like I'm not dragging my body through the day anymore." So, here's a simple place to start. Replace sugary drinks with water, herbal tea, or sparkling water. Keep desserts for special occasions, not daily habits. And when you crave something sweet, try fruit with fiber, like berries or an apple. The fiber slows the sugar spike, giving your kidneys a chance to handle it gently. And here's what most people don't realize. Sugar doesn't just affect your waistline. It inflames your blood vessels, stiffens your circulation, and speeds up kidney decline. Cutting it back is one of the most powerful choices you can make for energy, independence, and long-term strength. 10. Smoking. Another daily habit that speeds up kidney decline is one you already know is dangerous: smoking. Most people think of cigarettes harming the lungs or the heart. But here's what often gets overlooked. Nicotine narrows blood vessels. When those vessels shrink, your kidneys get less oxygen, less blood flow, and less ability to flush out toxins. Imagine smoke filling a chimney. Soot builds up, the air can't move, and the system starts breaking down. That's exactly what happens inside your kidneys when you smoke. Long-term studies from the National Institutes of Health have shown that smokers experience kidney decline up to 60% faster than non-smokers. And for people already living with high blood pressure or diabetes, that decline accelerates even more. Paul, 73, had smoked for decades. His doctor warned him his kidney function was slipping dangerously. At first, Paul didn't notice any symptoms, so he ignored it. But once swelling in his legs began, he decided it was time. With support from a quit group and nicotine patches, he finally broke the habit. A year later, his labs had stabilized, and he told me, "I can breathe easier, walk farther, and I don't feel like I'm carrying a ticking clock in my pocket anymore." If you're still smoking, please know it's never too late. Even quitting after years of use can slow kidney decline and protect the energy you have left. Ask your doctor about nicotine replacement therapy, prescription aids, or support programs. And here's something hopeful. When you quit smoking, the benefits show up fast. Within weeks, circulation improves. Within months, kidney strain eases. Each cigarette you skip is like lifting a small weight off your kidneys, giving them a chance to breathe again. 11. Alcohol. Overuse. Now, let's look at another hidden stressor on your kidneys: too much alcohol. Most seniors think of a nightly drink as harmless, even healthy. But alcohol does three things your kidneys hate. It raises blood pressure, it dehydrates you, and it disrupts the delicate liver-kidney partnership. When your liver is busy processing alcohol, your kidneys are left with extra waste to manage. Imagine pouring acid onto a fragile coffee filter. The fibers weaken and the holes widen until toxins slip through. Research published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases in 2015 found that heavy drinkers had twice the risk of chronic kidney disease progression compared to light or moderate drinkers. Twice the risk, just from alcohol creeping in daily. Mary, 72, loved her evening glasses of wine. At first, it felt like a way to relax, but over the years, her ankles swelled, and her doctor noticed rising creatinine levels. When she cut back to half a glass a few nights a week and added sparkling water with lime on the other nights, her swelling eased and her labs steadied. She told me, "I didn't realize how much lighter I'd feel without the habit weighing me down." So, here's the simple protocol. Aim for moderation. That means no more than 1 drink per day for men and half a drink for women. And if you already have kidney disease, it's safest to avoid alcohol altogether. Here's the hopeful part. Your kidneys don't hold grudges. When you cut back, blood pressure lowers, hydration improves, and your filters get a real chance to recover. Each skip drink isn't just a small choice. It's an investment in clear thinking, stronger legs, and more years of independence. 12. Sedentary lifestyle. One of the most overlooked kidney stressors is simply sitting too much. Your kidneys depend on steady blood flow to filter waste. But when you stay in a chair for hours, circulation slows. Less blood reaches the kidneys, toxins move sluggishly, and tiny vessels stiffen over time. Picture a pond with no current. Water gets cloudy, algae builds, and life struggles. That's what happens inside your body when movement disappears. A 2018 Cochrane review looked at older adults and found that regular physical activity slowed kidney disease progression by about 25%. That's a quarter less decline, just from moving more. Harold, 70, used to spend entire afternoons in his recliner watching television. His energy dropped, and his doctor warned of creeping kidney issues. Instead of drastic changes, Harold started small, 10-minute walks after meals, then gentle stretching while watching his shows. Within a few months, his stamina returned, and his lab results improved. He laughed and told me, "I feel younger just from getting up more." So, how can you protect your kidneys from chair damage? Aim for at least 30 minutes of walking most days. If that feels too much, break it into smaller sessions. 10 minutes after breakfast, 10 after lunch, 10 after dinner. And don't underestimate standing up every hour, even if it's just a stretch or walk around the room. The surprising part? Movement doesn't just protect your kidneys. It also lowers blood pressure, improves balance, and keeps your muscles strong. Every step acts like a gentle current, flushing your bloodstream and giving your kidneys the circulation they need to stay healthy. In short, stillness is stagnant water. Movement is the flowing river that keeps your system alive. 13. Ignoring hydration signs. One of the simplest but most dangerous habits is ignoring the signs of dehydration. Your body gives you a free, clear warning signal every single day. Your urine color. Yet most people never look. When your urine turns dark yellow or amber, it means your kidneys are straining, recycling water, because they don't have enough to work with. Think of it like the warning light on your car dashboard. Ignore it long enough, and the engine gives out. Doctors often remind patients that pale yellow urine in the late morning is the goal. It means you're hydrated, and your kidneys have the water they need to flush waste safely. Anything darker is a red flag. Sophie, 66, always brushed off her fatigue and afternoon headaches as just age. Then her doctor asked her a simple question. What color is your urine? She realized it was often dark and concentrated. By tracking her hydration daily, she began sipping water steadily through the morning and afternoon. Within weeks, her headaches eased, and she felt more energetic than she had in years. Here's a simple strategy. Keep a small water bottle with you and sip throughout the day. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses total, adjusting if you're outdoors or more active. And remember, chugging all your water at once doesn't work. Your kidneys need steady flow, not tidal waves. The surprising part? Your urine isn't just about hydration. It's a daily feedback loop from your body, telling you whether your kidneys are thriving or struggling. Paying attention to that simple color check could save you from years of silent damage. 14. Processed foods. Another hidden kidney stressor comes from something quick and convenient. Processed foods. Frozen dinners, packaged snacks, deli meats. They may save time, but they often hide high levels of sodium and chemical additives like phosphates. For your kidneys, those additives are like gravel tossed into a filter. The small stones clog and scrape the delicate tissue until it weakens. A 2020 review in Nutrition Reviews found that seniors who ate diets heavy in processed foods had a 29% higher risk of chronic kidney disease. That's almost 1 in 3, simply from what's hiding in everyday packaging. Ben, 74, relied on frozen meals after his wife passed away. It was easy, just heat and eat. But his energy faded, his blood pressure rose, and his kidney tests began slipping. With some support from his daughter, Ben started preparing simple fresh meals, soups, stews, and roasted vegetables he could reheat throughout the week. Within months, his lab steadied, and he said, "I didn't realize food could make me feel alive again." So, here's the step you can take. Whenever possible, choose fresh ingredients. If you need something convenient, look for items labeled low sodium and check the phosphorus content, especially in processed meats and sodas. Even one swap a day, like trading a frozen dinner for a quick omelet with vegetables, can lighten the load on your kidneys. And here's the part most people miss. Processed foods don't just burden your kidneys, they also inflame your joints, raise your blood sugar, and steal your energy. Choosing whole, simple foods is like giving your kidneys clean water instead of muddy sludge. Every fresh meal is a quiet gift to your future self. 15. Ignoring med interactions. One of the most silent threats to kidney health isn't food or drink. It's mixing medications without checking for interactions. As we age, it's common to take several prescriptions. Blood pressure pills, diabetes meds, maybe something for arthritis or sleep. Each one may be safe on its own, but when combined, they can overwhelm your kidneys. Picture pouring too many different chemicals into the same fish tank. The water clouds, the fish struggle, and the whole system breaks down. That's what happens when medications clash inside your body. Pharmacists see this all the time. Certain blood pressure drugs combined with NSAIDs can raise the risk of kidney injury fourfold. Add in supplements like high-dose herbal teas or over-the-counter pain relievers, and the stress multiplies quietly with no early warning. Olivia, 71, took pride in managing her own medications. But after months of fatigue and swelling, her doctor reviewed her full list and found 2 prescriptions working against each other, both straining her kidneys. By adjusting the doses and spacing them properly, her labs improved, and Olivia felt clear-headed again. She later told me, "I thought I was being responsible, but I didn't realize how much my kidneys were paying the price. Here's the protocol. Once a year, bring every prescription, supplement, and over-the-counter medication you use to your pharmacist or doctor. Ask them to look for interactions that could harm your kidneys. Even something as common as combining ibuprofen with a blood pressure pill can create more strain than you'd expect. And here's the truth. Protecting your kidneys doesn't just mean avoiding bad foods. It means making sure the medicines that are supposed to help you aren't quietly hurting you. That yearly review could save your kidneys years of unnecessary wear and tear. 16. Poor sleep position. Most people never think about this, but the way you sleep at night can affect your kidneys. When you lie flat, blood flows smoothly through your organs, giving your kidneys a steady supply to filter. But if you spend the night sitting upright in a recliner or propped up at odd angles, circulation is restricted. Imagine bending a garden hose. The flow slows down, pressure builds, and the water struggles to reach its destination. The same thing happens inside your body when your posture blocks blood flow. A 2019 review in Sleep Medicine. Reviews noted that seniors who regularly slept in upright positions had poorer circulation, higher fluid retention, and more kidney strain. It's not just about comfort. It's about biology. Dan, 70, often dozed off in his recliner, thinking it was easier than walking to bed. Over time, he woke with swollen ankles and felt constantly groggy. When his doctor explained the circulation problem, Dan switched to sleeping flat on his bed with proper neck support. Within weeks, the swelling eased, and he told me, "I never realized how much my body needed that full rest." So here's the fix. Make sure your main sleep happens lying flat, with a supportive pillow under your neck, not stacked high, not slouched in a chair. If reflux or breathing issues make lying flat uncomfortable, ask your doctor about gentle adjustments like a slight incline or specialized wedge pillows. Here's what's surprising. Changing your sleep position doesn't just help your kidneys. It can improve circulation to your brain, your heart, and even reduce morning fatigue. Something as small as where you rest each night could quietly add years of healthy kidney 17. Ignoring infections. One of the most dangerous habits for kidney health is ignoring urinary tract infections. Many people think of UTIs as minor or temporary discomforts. But when left untreated, bacteria can climb from the bladder up into the kidneys. Each infection leaves tiny scars on kidney tissue, scars that don't heal. Over time, those small injuries add up, silently reducing kidney strength. Imagine sparks landing on a dry roof. One might seem harmless, but enough sparks can burn the whole structure down. Doctors see this often in older adults. Seniors who delay treatment for UTIs have a much higher risk of kidney infections, hospitalizations, and long-term damage. And the problem is, early symptoms like burning, urgency, or cloudy urine are often brushed off as just part of getting older. Carla, 67, fell into this trap. She ignored frequent bathroom urges, thinking it was nothing serious. A few weeks later, she ended up in the hospital with a severe kidney infection. After recovering, Carla changed her routine. She now hydrates daily, empties her bladder every few hours, and seeks treatment at the first sign of infection. She told me, "I didn't realize something so small could almost take me out." So here's the takeaway. Never ignore the signs. If you notice burning, unusual odor, or pain with urination, call your doctor right away. Drink water steadily, and for women especially, always urinate after intimacy. It helps flush out bacteria before they can climb higher. And here's the hopeful truth. Catching infections early can prevent years of kidney scarring. Paying attention to these small signals is like putting out sparks before they turn into a fire. It's one of the simplest, most powerful ways to protect your independence. 18. Skipping labs. One of the easiest mistakes to make is skipping your routine lab tests. Kidney disease is called a silent illness for a reason. You often don't feel it until much of the function is already lost. Fatigue, swelling, or high blood pressure show up late in the game. The only way to catch problems early is through simple blood work. Tests like eGFR and creatinine are like your kidney's report card. They tell you how well your filters are working before symptoms ever appear. Tom, 75, is living proof. He felt healthy and saw no reason to get tested. But when his doctor finally ordered routine labs, they found his eGFR had quietly slipped into dangerous territory. By catching it early, Tom was able to change his diet, improve hydration, and adjust his medications. Today, his kidney function is stable, and he often says, "Those numbers gave me a second chance." Here's a simple guideline. If you're over 60, schedule a kidney panel at least once a year. And if you live with diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family history of kidney problems, go every 6 months. It's quick, painless, and can save you years of health. Think of it this way. You wouldn't drive your car for years without checking the oil or brakes. Your kidneys deserve the same routine care. Labs are not just numbers. They're an early warning system, a map showing you the road ahead. And here's the hopeful part. By acting on those numbers early, you can slow decline, protect your independence, and enjoy more of life's simple joys. Walking, gardening, playing with your grandkids. Skipping labs leaves your kidneys in the dark. Checking them shines a light on your future. We've just walked through 18 habits, some small, some surprising, that can slowly wear down your kidneys. The truth is, kidney decline doesn't happen in one day. It happens quietly, through choices we barely notice. A late-night pill, too much salt, ignoring thirst, skipping a lab test. These aren't just medical details. They're the threads of your daily life. And over time, they weave the story of your health. But here's the hopeful part. Every single habit you change is like lifting a stone off your kidneys. Drink that extra glass of water, and your filters breathe easier. Cut back on salt, and your blood flows smoother. Catch an infection early, and you protect years of kidney strength. These small choices, repeated daily, build into something powerful: independence, vitality, and the freedom to keep showing up for the people you love. I've seen it time and again. Patients who thought decline was inevitable, only to discover they could turn the tide with steady, simple steps. And I believe the same is true for you. So let me ask, which one small change are you ready to make this week to protect your kidneys? Maybe it's adding 2 glasses of water. Maybe it's checking your blood pressure at home. Or maybe it's finally booking that lab test. Share it in the comments below. Your story may inspire another senior to take their first step too. And if this message resonated with you, lets me know I'm on the right track, and it helps this video reach others who need it. And don't forget to subscribe. Each week, I'll be here with science-backed strategies to keep you strong, independent, and living fully after 60. Because protecting your kidneys isn't just about numbers. It's about protecting your tomorrow.